football. It just comes back to the little things, and it all starts with practice. So, yeah, I mean, it's just one little thing in practice might show up in the game, or you might have practiced it when I first got here. Some guys have practiced it years ago, and they still remember that rep from practice, and it'll come up when you least expect it. So, I think just every day you can take something from practice that you need to learn from. Obviously, none of us are perfect. It's part of the game, but I think it's just if we can nail down those little details during practice, it'll help.
Your teammates, though, said that you have been commanding and you have been
Yeah.
demanding.
Yeah, I mean, you need it more if you don't win. I think that's just part of it. We just need to not press, but there needs to be more of an urgency and stuff. And it just all goes back to doing what we're supposed to do every day. And, if I'm supposed to hand it off to the right guy, make the right calls, and everyone has to do that. And once we kind of come together, and we are every day, that'll just total up to 11 guys doing what they're supposed to do. But if I mess something up, and, it starts with me. If I mess one thing up, then no one knows what to do. So I just need to be confident, and I feel like I've done that, and I'll just continue to do that.
Now that you have a couple days to look at the tape, and what are your thoughts on how things went, and then looking forward to build off the positive things that you did going into?
Yeah, I think just the big thing is just moving on to the next week and learning from certain plays, whatever it might have been. If you felt like, hey, I should have done this or been more patient, all right, let's work on that this week or whatever. So just try and, you don't want to change a lot of stuff every week, but you want to kind of take what you can do better and just focus on it in practice, even if it's like a fundamental thing, like bend your knees a little more or whatever. Just focus on that, and then it kind of gives you like a goal to work towards during the week. And then moving forward for this week, I think it's just more about us, just focusing on what we need to do. And just moving on, because the last game's the last game, and now we're just ready to play against a really good team in the Jets.
Was there any point during the game that you felt, I don't want to say surprised, but of the speed of the game? Because, every first game, whether it be first preseason game or first regular season game, everything seems to ramp up a little bit more. Any point you felt surprised?
Not surprised or anything, but yeah, it's definitely faster. But, it kind of slows down when you get more reps and stuff. And, hopefully each week, obviously some guys around me have played for like 5, 6, 7 years, so they're used to it. And I didn't feel like out of place or anything, but definitely can improve on just being quicker and helping them move quick too, just push the tempo and all that stuff. So they obviously know what to do every time. And, I do too, but I just need to do it faster and more consistently.
Mac, how well do you know Zach, and what do you think of his game?
I don't know him that well. I met him one time, and he seems like a great guy, or twice actually at the draft and stuff. So we talked for a little bit, and he's a great player. Makes a lot of really cool and different plays, and he's a really good quarterback. So.
Matt, what did you learn about yourself after your first career loss, and do losses motivate you and fire you up?
Yeah, it's not fun to lose, so just learning from what we could have done better is definitely just the only thing you can do, really. You can sit there and feel bad for yourself for a little bit, because you're human and that's what you're supposed to do, or you're in the wrong profession, but you just got to move on. So like 24-hour rule, just after 24 hours, some people it's less, but for me, after that, just move on and play the next play the next game, and you're only as good as your last game. So we lost, and that's what people will remember, so we just got to move forward.
Mac, what challenges did the Jets defense pose, and how much different of a challenge is it, the Jets versus the Dolphins?
Yeah, I think, there's no need to compare anything. We're just obviously playing the Jets, and they do a really good job running to the ball. They play really hard. We just got to be ready to go, be ready for different looks, and, they're really good on third down and stuff too. So they obviously have new coaches, and they've done a good job installing the defense and all that. So, it really comes back to us and just playing the best we can, and they're going to play their best too at home. So we just got to be ready to go.
Matt, have you considered yoga? The cameraman happened to catch a shot of you winking Landon Roberts. Now, was that just something in your eye, or were you playing games? That's good stuff.
Yeah, it was just kind of fun and games, but Yeah, it was just in the middle of the play. They actually like called out our play, so I was like, nice catch, you know. But anyways, it was just fun and games.
Now, do you shift it when they do that?
What'd you say?
You know, shift whatever?
No, I just stuck to what I was supposed to do. You know, sometimes they don't know the answers either.
Matt,
It was funny.
I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about the breathing exercises you do on the sideline. When did you start incorporating that, and what exactly does it entail?
Yeah, so I mean, just breathing in general, just slowing down your breathing. There's some specific things you can do, but for me that helps because, you know, that's kind of, it lowers the pressure part of it, and you just kind of relax a little bit. And I think a lot of successful athletes use that, and I've been doing that for probably like 2 or 3 years now. But yeah, it just depends on the player. Some people probably focus on it more than others, but especially when you have to run a lot. So I know the receivers, sometimes they have to focus on their breathing a lot. And then for me, it just helps just calm everything down.
Matt, yesterday Josh McDaniels said you were a selfless person, a selfless player. I'm just wondering, where does that come from? Did that sort of start in high school? Did you learn that in Alabama? And why is that important to you?
That's a good question. I think just overall, it comes back to just my family and kind of what they've instilled in me, just always being a team player. And I wasn't necessarily that way when I was really young. I can honestly say that. Sometimes it was more about me than other people, and that's not how it should be. And ever since, I mean, that was when I was really young, but ever since then, I just made it more about the team because that makes it more fun. It's not about me, and it never will be, and it shouldn't be. Obviously, being a quarterback, everyone wants to, you know, hype you up and give you all this and that, and sometimes you need to take more blame than they give you and things like that. So I've always just tried to be humble and stuff, and you know, it just works out in the long run, and that's the best way to be the best teammate you can be.
Was there a game, a day, or a drive home from a game where you kind of had that epiphany about, I gotta get more selfless?
I don't know, I was so young, I was probably like 6 or something.
Wow.
Yeah. Just like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like, you know, when you're young, like I was so competitive because of my siblings, and we always competed really hard, and I always wanted to win everything. And then once I got into team sports, you know, my family's kind of a tennis family, so that's individual. And obviously it's you against the one person, or you and one other person against 2 people. So you have to learn how to be a good teammate. And I learned that early on. When you can do that, people around you, it just makes it more fun. And I never really was that way, but like early on, I just think, yeah, I definitely could have improved. And I realized that at a young age, just learning from my dad and, you know, things like that. So it's just everyone at some point, I feel like they learn that, you know, they should learn that because you just want to be a great teammate in whatever sport or whatever you're doing in life.
Matt, you mentioned that about the team. You mentioned you give yourself 24 hours to get over a loss. How much now are you looking forward to you and the team responding to a pretty big Jets game Sunday?
Yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction. Just take it day by day, and obviously there shouldn't be any focus on the past, and we just got to focus on what we need to get better at. That's kind of for me, just fundamentally, what can I do each day extra or whatever, just to improve, so that when I get to the game, we play fast, and we play better than we did last week.
Matt, what was the first moment this week that you picked up some sort of preparation, film, notes, whatever it was, for the Jets?
The first moment?
Yeah, what was the first time?
I usually wait for a little bit of time. It just depends, but you know, sometimes when we lose, I always look ahead just to get a sneak peek of what we want to look at. So it just depends on the game, but definitely early this week for sure.
Sunday night.
Final question.
Yeah.
Zach, we see you and Damian Harris's handshake every day on
Yeah.
the stretch lines. When did that start, and what's your relationship with him like?
College. We just created it when I was young. He was a starter at the time, and I was like 3rd string or whatever. But he just has always been a great friend to me, and a lot of people. It seems like everyone obviously loves Damian because Damian is a great person. So we've kept in contact, and obviously when I got here, he's extremely excited, and I was too, because that's one of the people that is one of my closest friends. So just really cool, and hopefully we can just continue on our journey together and go through the ups and downs together. And he's very positive Like whenever he ever feels like I'm down or something, he always comes over and just, hey, you're good, like let's go. So that's how he is, and that's how a lot of guys on our team are, and that's why a lot of people, love Damian. So.
Is it fair to say that you were the same way to him after Sunday?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's thick-skinned guy, but he's hard on himself, just like me and a lot of the other guys on our team. I feel like there's a lot of perfectionists on our team. So yeah, Damian's hard on himself, but today he's running the ball hard and doing exactly what he's supposed to do. So that's about what you expect out of him. So.
Thank you, Matt.
Cool.
Thanks, Max.
All right. See y'all.
Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Opponents? I've gone up against thousands.
And there's an opponent we're all up against, COVID-19.
But there's a way to beat it. Get vaccinated.
So when it's your turn, roll up your sleeves.
And let's get to the finish line together.
When did Bud Light Seltzer start making lemonade?
Probably when 2020 handed us all those lemons.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Opponents? I've gone up against thousands.
And there's an opponent we're all up against, COVID-19.
But there's a way to beat it. Get vaccinated.
So when it's your turn, roll up your sleeves.
And let's get to the finish line together.
When did Bud Light Seltzer start making lemonade?
Probably when 2020 handed us all those lemons.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Opponents? I've gone up against thousands.